Right guys, it's the 11th of August and I've been picking plums, as you can see, Victoria plums. It's been a pretty good crop this year and I'm glad to say they're selling like hot cakes. So I've got my scales and these punnets here and I'm putting them out by the front door like that. And they're flying out at the moment, which is great, you know. So I'm going to go back down the orchard shortly. I've just been down to say this morning, first thing to pick these. I think there's probably about, they'll be done in another week or so, they'll have finished, and then after that it'll be Damsons probably. And these are grandeur apples somebody's ordered. I picked those yesterday. They turned out to be a pretty good crop. There's a couple of kilo in that bag there. So far it's been pretty good. So anyway, I'm going down the orchard after I've been doing some summer pruning, so I'll just give you a quick look around then. Alright guys, so back down the micro orchard now. You can see where I've been pruning yesterday. All that more or less, not exclusively, but has come off this big multi-grafted tree here. And the reason why there's so much of it is because one of the varieties that I grafted on is Harry Master's Jersey, which is a cider apple, and it is extremely vigorous. So you can see that all this is just one season's growth mostly that I've cut off. I mean, take that for example, there's almost about a 3 foot of growth there. And so it's a very vigorous tree, that's why there's so much foliage on the deck. But you can see where, I'm hoping you can see, I've opened it up really nicely. There's one or two bits I couldn't just quite get to, sort of on the other side of the tree, so I'll have to deal with that as and when. But I've taken a huge amount off and it should do it a lot of good. You can see there, look, on the, if I can zoom in, where I pruned it back in winter, you can see where the fresh growths have come out, and this is where you've got to keep on top. So I pruned those back to 3 buds from the basal cluster, but you can imagine like 3, 4, 5, 6 foot, and then you're back to a huge and manageable tree again. So it's just, I think you have to be mindful of certain varieties and their vigour, you know, if that makes sense. So as you saw earlier, I've been picking plums. And so we're getting towards, I think, one more good pick. There's probably somewhere around about 15 to 20 pound left on, I would think. And then I need to get in and prune. There's a lot of dead wood in this tree. I mean, this tree's probably about 50 years old. So it's sort of getting towards the end of its useful life, but I've no doubt people have trees live much longer than that. There's still some really good fruit on there. I didn't get to thin those because they were too up out of my reach for me. And then this one, similarly, I've grafted this one, regrafted it. You can see that I put 4 scions in. This is one of my favourites, it's like a russet apple, Ashmead's kernel. And you can see now where I could get to it, I've done 2 to a spur, but where it was getting out of reach, you can see there's clusters of them, but they're actually made up quite nicely. I can see quite a bit of codling moth damage, even though I've had traps out. And I really need to get in somehow and start pruning some of these tall leaders off, you know. So that's something I need to do quite soon. Let's just have a continue to ramble around. I've tied in the loganberry, that's the new growth there. The figs are doing fine. I mean, we haven't made a lot of growth, but it's only the first season, but looking healthy. There's one fig there. And asparagus obviously is doing really well. I'll come back to about the cheeky curious squash in a moment. I just wanted to come back round this side. This late sowing of Monge 2, absolutely loaded. So I'm not even sure whether I'm going to save these to bulk out and just have them as, you know, shelling peas sort of thing rather than launch two, but they've done really well. You can't grumble at that. The leeks are doing fine, as is the primo cabbage, the golden acre. I've got one left there which is almost just about ready to cut. I've got two ones that are planted later on there coming on, so they'll be ready in about probably 3 weeks. We've got a kale plant there, so they've done well. Came down, you can see here's the summer prunings from the pears. It's just unfortunate they got this scab. It's you can see it's on the leaves. Let's turn that around, show you. Can you see that? It's all over the place, but it's not on, and I've mentioned this before, this is a different variety. Here's the graft just here. Selena pear, sent a piece of scion wood was sent from a friend of mine, Helen, over in Norway. I mean, look at how beautiful that is. So I'm thinking, yeah, is that resistant to scab? Quite possibly. And conference, this is conference. They haven't got it either. So maybe they do have some degree of resistance, I don't know. I mean, this is Concord. It's a great pear, but you can clearly see it's not resistant to scab. But there's a good crop on. So with a lot of these, I'm going to press them with the apples to make a sort of pear apple blend cider. It makes a really good cider actually. And it will be quite useful because I'm actually going to be quite short of apples. Here's a Ashmaid's kernel again. These are looking good. But a lot of apples, I think because we had that really dry spell, they're quite small, very small actually. I mean, I think that's Stokes Red, which is quite a small apple anyhow. But if I come to another tree over here, this is Peas Good Non-Such. It's a heritage dual purpose apple, beautiful apple. Again, a ding there, codling laugh. But that should be about a third bigger than that. I mean, these will get a pound apple quite readily. This is a cider one again. It's more like the size of a crab apple. So I think it was just really down to lack of water. Laxton's Fortune, heritage, really lovely eating apple, beautiful colour. Again, they should be larger, you know, should be more sort of that size. But now, funnily enough, Jumbo, this is Jumbo, they've more or less achieved the size they would normally expect to achieve. So again, there's something about varietals, I guess, that respond differently into conditions, you know. These are cider, again a multi-grafted tree. So some trees, you know, like this one again, look at it, it's more like a crab apple. You know, they should be like that. I didn't prune that at all. All these newly planted ones, not much off this one. There just wasn't really a lot of growth. Some round here. Look at the growth on this one. I think this is actually Harry Masters' Jersey. That must be 3.5 foot of growth there. Just coming some new leaders. And then what was I going to show you? Some of the trees actually suffered quite badly at some point with leaf scorch. So this is Dabinette, top quality cider apple, but look at that, you can see the leaves just got burned, you know, when we had that really hot weather. It'll be alright, it'll come back, I'm sure it will. I've had that before. But yeah, they suffered. This one as well, this is Dabinette. So you've got to be, yeah, I think you just have to be mindful. But I'm going to plant some more of the potted trees. Let's just go and have a look at those. So I've cleaned it all up, guys. There's quite a bit there, but I'll just leave it for a while and then hopefully it'll get burnt and that'll be that cleared away. So it's looking, well, I was going to say pristine. Who the hell are you kidding, Woody? No, it's not looking too bad, is it? So that's it. I'll just spin you around. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks as always for watching. Please do like, comment, and don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you've a mind to. I'd really appreciate it. And until the next time, take care. Bye for now.